try to keep this short and sweet and simple because the moment I start speaking about this, I'm not going to be able to stop. Why has no one ever spoken about Law and Order Criminal Intent? Because let me tell you, it's the best show in the world. It's better than the original Law and Order past, I want to say, after the 10-year break. So after 2010, this is so much better than that. It is better than some, not all, but some seasons of SVU. And obviously outside of SVU, because there were loads, this is the best spin-off. I say this because I am watching it right now. Welcome back. We're going to talk about NCIS. Law and Order Law. I have a monumental crush on Detective Bob. There is something about this actor, the way he, first of all, his acting is amazing, but the way he portrays his character, some of his like mannerisms, oh, they get me. This makes a lot of sense to watch prior to the new Law and Order Criminal Intent Toronto, because it's very clear that they based that new male detective off of Bob, because there's this element of a detective who's kind of a genius, and I love that. I love this so much more than just like the typical crime show. Like, I love the OG Law and Order, I love SVU, but there is an element of like, the way he's a genius adds depth to the story and makes you want to watch way more, which I have been doing. I think there is also such a strong writing in this spin-off, but it's also something I noticed in the new Law and Order SVU season, where the directing is so much better. And I looked up, the director did change and it's a woman, period. But like, you can tell when those things change, you can tell when something gets monumentally better, you can tell when there's a difference between who writes this and who writes SVU, for example. I think I'm only, let me check, I'm only 3 seasons in. Yeah, I'm only 3 seasons in. There's 10 seasons. But what I'm baffled by is why no one speaks about this show. Why does no one speak about this spin-off? This is the best spin-off and no one speaks about this. The acting is so much better for the most part. I mean, so it's better than the OG Law and Order main characters, again, for the most part. Main characters in SVU are great. However, the ones that are acting as the victims and criminals, yeah, no. Whereas the ones in this are so good, and I'm sure that they get them from the same place. Like, it's so baffling, and I don't know whether the difference is the writing or they just somehow ended up with better actors. I don't know. But the differences are crazy, and I also wish, because it was around for 10 years, that's not a bad show, you know, like a bad show doesn't go on for 10 years. How it didn't cross over more with SVU and the OG Law and Order, because they crossed over into this show, but this show never crossed over into them. Why? Why is my question. I understand not doing it in the OG season, like the first season, but I'm in season 3. there's 10 seasons. Why wouldn't you have these characters in the other shows? It doesn't make any sense. And for me, I think something like this, obviously they knew that this did well because they brought it back, but with new actors, and they put it in Toronto. I feel like at some point they're grasping at straws, because I feel like Toronto is so random, but fine. Is the show good? Yes, but it is also extremely, how do I put this, modern, I guess. Like, there's something was lost the moment everything went digital, in general, but especially with shows like this that have been going on for so long and started in the 90s, early 2000s, and it's just not the same. And obviously I'm sure the writers are different and everything else is very clearly different. Do I enjoy Toronto Criminal Intent? Yes, I do. I think it's good. It is coming back for a 3rd season, I believe. But is the original better? Yes. This series, this franchise rather, never fails to amaze me. I often go through watching phases over Christmas, and I feel like it's happened a lot over Christmas. I went through a phase of watching cooking shows, and I still want to watch them. I have loads to watch, but then around this time of year, very early beginning of the year, I'm watching my crime shows, but like new ones on repeat. So I am watching Criminal Intent, but then I also I want to start watching organised crime, purely because I feel like there's going to be lore there that I don't want to miss out on in regards to Olivia. Even though I hate Stabler with my whole fucking heart, worst character ever on TV, kill him. He never needed to come back, just kill him. So this is definitely going to be one of the top shows of the year for me. I can already feel it. I feel like I won't like organised crime as much because I fucking hate Stabler, and I remember when they did a crossover with SVU where I didn't like half the characters, so whatever. But I want to watch it because it's part of it. It's the same with, like, there's a new NCIS Sydney, I think, that is on my list to watch. So expect more commentary because I have my fucking opinions, and these are my favourite shows, so I'm allowed to have an opinion. And I think also, because I have an NCIS tattoo, I want to get a Law and Order tattoo, but I want to get something that's like, I don't know how to explain, not like really linked to the show in that sense. I would rather get something that's like really specific, and I'm thinking maybe something tied to Detective 𝙁𝙗𝙧𝙗, because I fucking fancy the shit out of him. I think he's just the best character they've ever written. I honestly think that's it. But just something about that, like the lore behind Detective 𝙁𝙗𝙧𝙗, because I feel like that's also something pretty rare that no one else will do. Anyways, that's my initial commentary for this show. Maybe I'll have a different commentary when I reach the end of the show. We still got 7 seasons. I say that like it will take me a long time. It really won't. It will probably take me like a week, because it's taken me like 3 days to get to season 3. That's a lie. It's taken me about a week. Anyways, yeah, tell me what your thoughts are if you've watched this, and why the fuck does no one talk about it? I feel like I found a hidden treasure. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe, like, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.